Hey there, welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. This is a show that is dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So tonight we're doing my Monday night look back at a classic rock album. For those of you who don't know what that is, every Monday I do a show where I take a look and kind of review an album that's greater than 15 years old. And tonight we're doing this album, Hawkwinds' Hall of the Mountain Grill. This is their fourth studio album, released on September the 6th, 1974. Basically, it's about 41 minutes in length. It was on the United Artists label in most of the world, Liberty in Japan, and Polyform when it was reissued in 2015. It's produced by Roy Thomas Baker and Doug Bennett and Hawkwind, and recorded in Edmonton, Sundown, on the 24th, 1974, and Olympic Studios in London, May to June of 1974. Okay, so featured in this band, I'm just going to cut down to the personnel here. Dave Brock, lead guitar, 12-string guitar, synthesizers, organ, harmonica, and lead vocals. Nick Turner, saxophone, oboe, flute, and vocals. Lemmy, or Ian Kilmeister if you prefer, bass, vocals, and guitars. Simon House, synthesizers, mellotron, and violin. Simon King, drums and percussion. And Detmar, I guess it is, on keyboards, synthesizers, and kalimba. Okay, so basically this reissue has 4 bonus tracks on it as well. So what I'm going to do is just going to be talking about the album. We'll do a bit of an overview first. The album is a kind of a space rock. I would say progressive hard rock if you want. Progressive, I don't know if it would be progressive heavy metal. I don't think it's quite that hard, but it definitely has the hard rock flavor to it. It's pretty keyboard and synthesizer dominated, more synthesizer than I think keyboard dominated album. Lots of really good guitar here. The musicianship's pretty solid overall. The 6 guys work well together. So there are 8 tracks on this album. I'm just going to do a little overview on them. There's a couple that I really like quite a bit. The first one, Psychedelic Warlords, Disappear in Smoke. This is probably one of my 2 favorite songs on the album. Real catchy riff, some real beefy guitars, nice vocals, and of course it's very spacey. You know, as this, you'll find this theme running through most of their songs. You've got the next song, which is Winds of Change, kind of an interesting track. Nothing too abnormal about it, but very similar to the other track. D Rider has some good keyboards on it, some nice vocals on it, but they're pretty spacey as well. And then you got it's also very dominated by the guitars. That's what I'm trying to say. Web Weaver, a sonic noise has this kind of sonic noise. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like an alarm of some kind going off, but it's just like continuous. It's not pulsating or anything, although my hand's pulsating, but it's just continuous noise with some piano in it. I think it's a bit of an instrumental, that one. Yeah, you Better Believe It is the next track up. This is another one of the songs on the album I like quite a bit. Some real, again, that sonic keyboard part, overtoning everything else on the album. Some real strong, beefy guitars, pretty catchy tune, I think. Hall of the Mountain Grill, which is the title track of the album. Nice piano opening, some real synthesizer overlays. Then you got Lost Johnny. This is the Lemmy vocal song. Some very heavy. It's probably the heaviest track on the album, with some real heavy synthesizer parts on it. And then, of course, there's Goat Willow, which is pretty much a synthesizer part. So lots of synthesizer, that real spacey feel that you get Not maybe a spacey feel as you would get from, say, Eloy, but definitely that spacey feel. But this is harder than the Eloy stuff. So pretty solid album, I think. There's like 3 on this case. There's 4 extra tracks. There's Paradox, which is a track that isn't viewed on the rest of the album. You Better Believe It, the single version, and there's a single version of Psychedelic Warrior as well. And then another remix of the song Paradox, which doesn't originally appear on the album but is on here as well. This is a pretty solid album. It was recommended to me as being Hawkwind's best album. I had actually heard online the Warlord album, the one that comes out after this. I can't think of the full title of it right now. But I actually like that one a little bit better. But this is along the same lines as that one. I think this one's a bit heavier. That one's a little more spacey than this one. Yeah, so a really good band. They've got a ton of albums. I'm going to guess somewhere in the plus 25 range. They've been around forever. They're still going. He's still making albums, Dave Brock. And of course, we all know that Ian Kilmeister, Lemmy, went on to form Motorhead. So, yeah, so a very interesting band. It's been in my playlist about 5 months now. Went on there at the same time as Atomic Rooster, so they've both been kind of keeping each other paced. I have no interest in pulling it off yet. I'm still getting used to a lot of the songs on the album, but I really enjoy it. There's one particular track, I think it's the first one, Psychedelic Warlords, that sticks in my head all day at work. I keep playing it over. I wish it would go away, but it doesn't. Anyways, yeah, pretty solid album. Very good instrumentation on it. Very spacey. Very psychedelic. Well, maybe not so psychedelic, but definitely spacey and prog rocky, and pretty heavy as well. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Look Back at a Classic Rock Album. If you did, please like. There's a place down below also to make comments. If you have any comments about the album that you want to make, or any other comments, I try to answer my comments if I'm able to. As long as you're respectful, I will answer them. And if you want, you can subscribe. It's much appreciated. That kind of stuff helps me out quite a bit. And we will be back next Monday with another look back at a classic rock album. And I will see you later. Take care.